Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brandon and today I'm going to show you guys how to play Back When You Were Mine by the kid Laroi. This is quite a challenging song, also really fun, and if you are a beginner then don't worry, I'm going to show you some modifications to make it a bit simpler. So stick around for that. And with that being said, if you guys do find this video useful and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like, subscribe and leave a comment for anything else that you would love for me to teach. So with that being said, let's zoom into the fretboard and take a closer look. Okay, so zoomed in, let's get straight into it. First thing you have to know for this song is that we're using an altered tuning. The low E string is going to be a D string instead. So you just tune that down to a D. If you don't know how to do that, you can use a tuner, like one of these. You can use a little tuner, or you can use an app, and then all you got to do is just make sure that it matches a D. And then we're going to do the same for the high E string. This is also going to be a D. And what that will create is this nice open, beautiful sound that's used in a lot of the chords. Okay, so once that's done, we can actually get started with the song. So I'm going to do this one a little bit differently, and I'm going to teach you guys section by section and only focus on that section at that particular time. So let's start with the verse. There's no intro for the song, so straight into the verse. So we have pretty much 4 chords we're using here. First one is going to look like this. Okay, that's going to be a G major 7 without a third. Okay, then up next we have this chord here. And this is basically going to be a mixture of an A major, but we're not really getting there yet. So you can kind of ignore that one for now. What this is actually going to be is that chord right there, which is a D major, kind of an inversion of it, but we can just call it a D major for our purposes. Then up next, we have this chord, okay, which is a B minor 9. Yeah, and then actually for the verse, it's just those 3 chords that we'll need. So let's get straight into it in terms of the actual finger picking we're going to do. Okay, so let me just say a general note for the song. This song has a lot of intricacies. Don't get too caught up on playing it note for note exactly how it's played in the recording. If you've got the general chords down and the general finger picking style down, then you're going to be able to play it really well and it's going to sound great. Okay, so first chord, we're just going to play strings 6, 5, 4 and 2 on our G major 7 chord. Okay, then we're going to wait quite a while and then play the high D string, the first string here. Okay, just follow the tab for that one. Then up next we have our D major chord, play open 6th string and 5th string, and then for the third note you're going to play the 2nd fret of the D string here, the 4th string, okay, which is not actually part of the chord, but it basically leads into the chord. Okay, then you actually do the chord here with your left hand, and then you play the full chord. Okay, so that part is right. So what's actually happening here is we have an A major that's kind of leading us into that chord. Okay, so let's play those 2 chords from the top really slowly. Right, up next we have the B minor 9 chord. Over here we're playing strings 5, 3, 2 and 0. Sorry, and 1. Okay. Okay, you just let that ring. By the way, I didn't mention that. A lot of this finger picking stuff, we're just letting the notes ring. We're not stopping them or anything like that. Okay, so you play that. Then you do this little slide, little trick. Play 2nd fret here on the 3rd string. Okay, then you play 2nd fret on the 4th string. And you're going to have to move your finger onto that fret. So slide to the 4th fret there. Okay, and then you slide back to the second fret. So, alright. So that full part with the slide sounds like this. Okay, now for that last chord, let's play that really slowly. Right. Okay, so that's the whole part for the verse. Now let's just play the whole thing from start to finish real slow. Okay, so actually slight correction, when I said the verse, what I meant was the first half of the verse. Second time around, it's very similar. We just have one minor difference. So second time around sounds like this. Okay, then this part, instead of playing, we just play this. Okay, so that's basically just, you're doing a strum here instead of finger picking that first few notes. And then that's the same. Then we do the same thing here. Okay, very similar, just one little change. Okay, so up next we have the pre-chorus, which is very similar to the verse in terms of the chords we use, in terms of a lot of things, but some differences. The only real chord we need to add here is this one, which is a G, actually, like that, a G major 7 with the third this time. Okay, so in terms of how the pre-chorus goes, we're going to start off very similarly. So start off with that. Only difference is you add the first string as well, okay, and you play that last note. Now you don't have to do this, it just sounds a little bit more accurate, okay. Then now instead of waiting here on this chord, you play it again, but you play the G major 7, the normal G major 7 this time. So the G major 7 sounds like this. So on the last note, you're playing the third string, which is now on the 4th fret, and you're playing the first string. Okay, so slowly that section will sound like this. Right, then up next, instead of going to this section, we actually go to the B minor 9 this time. Then we just play, okay, we just play that, no slide this time, so that part is actually easier. And then after that, now we go to our D major chord and we play this. Okay, so it's a little bit more intricate this time. We start off the same with this like A major lead in, right? Then you play the D major there, and then we play this little, which is strings 2, 3, 5, 3. Okay, so that part once again sounds like this. Okay, that leads us then into playing it again. So the second time around it's actually simpler. We play same there, and then same there, then all we play is this. Okay, which is actually the same as the verse, or same as the ending of the verse, I should say. And then that leads us into the chorus. Okay, so up next we have the chorus, which is probably the simplest section in the song. Let me play it through real quick so you can hear what you'll be learning. Okay, that's it. So pretty straightforward, no fancy finger picking this time. Let's go through the chords that we'll need for this section. Okay, so first up, you have this chord, just a regular G major. Okay, up next we have this A major chord, which we've kind of hinted at, but we haven't really played it yet. Okay, you can also not bar this and play it like this instead. And then you can even add the open first string. Okay, when we play this chord, we also add our or an extra finger, pinky, or this little thing sometimes, but I'll explain that when we get there. Then we have our B minor 9 chord again, so nothing new there. Then if you add your pinky here, then that becomes a B minor 7 chord. Okay, and lastly we have this D major chord, which we already know. Okay, so what are we actually doing here in terms of the strumming pattern? This is kind of one you can figure out for yourself, but if you want to use the one I use, then you just go, it's just all down strums, okay? So it's down, 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 then you switch to the next chord. And then you do like a little dramatic downstroke to lead you into the chord. Okay, so let me explain what's happening there. So G chord, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you do, I do a little slap, you don't have to, just to lead me into the next chord. Then you go to your A major chord there. And then you actually do a little hammer on, you can, don't have to. That's still perfectly valid. I like to add this little hammer on because I hear that in the song. Okay, then you play your B minor 9. Okay, and then you add, you can once again, don't have to, but you can add your pinky here to switch to the B minor 7 chord, and then you go to your D major chord. Then you go back, just back, and loop it. Okay, so let's just play it real slow so you guys can try to play along with that. Okay, so let's just recap quickly. We have learned the verse, we've learned the pre-chorus, and we've learned the chorus. So all that's left in the song, in terms of something new, is the second verse, where things change up. Okay, so the second verse, we're going to have a couple of new chords once again. So firstly, we have this chord. Okay, we actually have learned this chord. This is just the G major 7. Okay, now we have this chord. F sharp major chord. Okay, then we have a D, if we've learned this chord already, and then we have this chord, an E major, okay, also a new chord. Then we go back to our G major, which we already know. Then we actually go to the A major, and then we go to the B minor 9 chord. And then we go to the D chord. Okay. So let me actually play it for you guys so you get an understanding of what we're going to be learning here. That's what we are learning. As you can hear, it's not anything too complicated, just a bunch of new stuff. So firstly we have this G major 7, you just play that once. Then we've got the F sharp major, play that once. Then we have the D major, play that once. E major, just play that once. Just let those ring, easy. Then we go back to our G major now, well not back to, we go to our G major now. So remember we played the G major 7 first time around on the second verse. Now we're just playing a G major. Then we go into our A major here. We have to play it open this time though. And then we play this right here. Okay, so this little finger picking pattern is 5, 4, 2, 1, 2 in terms of the strings. Okay. Then you switch to your B minor 9, and that's very easy. Just take your first finger, move it up there, and then play. Okay, 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, then we go to our D major, which ends us off, and here we're playing a down strum, another down strum, and then we're kind of doing like the bottom half of the chord in terms of the lowest notes, and then the highest notes. Okay, so that will sound like this. Okay, I'll play that slowly again. Okay, once again that part. Don't get too fussed about the notes. You can just play the chord roughly, correctly, and then you'll have it down. You'll have the sound down. Okay. Okay, so that's actually the whole song, because after the second verse we go to the pre-chorus, just replay what you learned before, then we have the chorus, and the chorus after that basically just loops for the rest of the song, or the pattern for the chorus. So all I'll say now to end it off is just to reiterate, don't get too hung up about the notes here. As long as you have the chords down and you have the patterns down roughly, it's going to sound great. Hey guys, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, and if you found it useful, please remember to give it a like, subscribe, and please leave a comment for anything else you would love for me to teach. With that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time.